Starting the video now. Should be good to go. Sup guys, Adi Sevilla and Julian, the big brother Sevilla. Sup guys, we're coming from you from New Zealand. Look, I don't know when this video is going to come out because YouTube has suspended me for a week.
When's it?
Penson said he'll ask on camera and I said I'll answer him on camera. But this is Pen and Pen. We haven't seen you guys in a while and we just want to send greetings, man. If you guys hear noise in the back, it's because someone's boys are fucking making a noise and it means they're going to catch it.
They're going to collect
so
the hiding.
On their behalf, you guys must pray hard that you're not hearing little boys fucking squealing in the back. Anyways, Penson, how you doing, bro?
This is weird because like we're sitting on a bed, guys.
I said something so inappropriate before he started. I was like, oh, you guys just had some gay sex. Some gay and said that actually might also get me fucking taken off YouTube.
It will. As long as
Anyways, we're in Penson's bedroom because we don't have money. Please, Penson's favorite hand gesture. Penson knows sign language. His favorite gesture is. That's his favorite gesture. So that's us, guys. Please give us money.
I just forget any money, guys, and it's fine.
Look, we're gonna buy cameras soon. I know we've been delaying for months. We do have the money, luckily. We're gonna buy cameras soon that we can travel around with. I've obviously been squatting at Tribal Media House with the Penuel show. We go to Amped quite a bit in Newtown in Johannesburg. I used to shoot with Sbu and Justice Shabalala, who's got his channel Justify. And we've shot with Gift, Banzo, Cats. Novusim Doi, the guys at Vap Studios in Sprayed View in Egoruleni. And at some point we have to get our own cameras so that we're not filming off my phone and looking up but we'll get there.
We'll get there. To Justice soon.
No, that's dope.
It's actually gonna be a cool episode.
Shout out to Justice, man. I'm gonna be doing some work with Justice as well. We had a chat this past week, if not last week.
Do you know who I actually realized? Because I was thinking, do I need to do these interviews or whatever. I would like to sit down, even start on camera.
Nkulego on culture.
Nkulego seems like a lacquer nerd, bro. Like it seems like I'll be able to vibe with that guy. You know, some of that because you guys sat and you had that conversation, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this is an interesting. Because he's not a media person per se.
Nah.
You know, who happens to be good at what he does.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's a podcast purist, just having conversations about stuff and finding things out. So. Yes, I took my bath.
Guys, there's something that he needs to explain to us about Ukez. Because
I'm so fresh. Even what I'm wearing is fresh. By the way, shout out to the All Blacks. So even though I'm kind of supporting like the Springboks, but shout out to the All Blacks. Look at these guns, boy. Do I have a license for these guns? Do I have a license for?
Ain't nobody got license for none.
Two important things. The first one is I posted a video on the quiet violence of women. And maybe we'll speak about that. The quiet violence of women. And in that video, I spoke about biological warfare, psychological warfare, economic warfare. And in the things that I spoke about, YouTube picked out a piece of it and said that it was medical misinformation. I went and I re-looked at the stuff they spoke about. None of it is medical misinformation. I posted that specific 3-minute segment because it's a 30-minute video. That 3-minute segment I've put on TikTok, I've put on Facebook, I've put on Instagram. Hasn't flagged anything because it is not medical misinformation. But I won't post it here because this video is going to go on YouTube again. And I don't want the algorithms giving me hell again. You know, free Russell Brand. Free Russell Brand, nigga. Free Russell Brand. How about Russell Brand are getting hammered by the algorithms and the platforms?
Hard.
So I've been suspended for a week. We're shooting this on Saturday, the 7th of October. Chances I'm only going to upload this on Friday, the 13th. I think the 13th of October is when this video is gonna come up.
Maybe
Uploaded, yeah. Because there's 2 videos that were meant to come out yesterday, Friday, about parenting. And then there's a beautiful musical video of the UJ Choir, Sakiwe, that was meant to come out on the Tuesday. But unfortunately, what I've realized is they lock those videos as well. So they also won't upload. So the one thing is the video will come out late. But the other thing that we can do, because the platforms are there and we're thankful for multiple platforms, is I could actually post this on Facebook. So maybe I'll post this on Facebook and then on YouTube next week. And I'll post it if Instagram allows for a long video, because last I checked it was 15 minutes. But if Instagram allows for a long video, I'll post it there. But I'll post it on Facebook.
Do you post
even though
long
my
videos on-
my
do you
Facebook
post-
is
do you
shadow
post-
banned.
How? Jeez. Do you post long videos on TikTok?
I post long videos on TikTok. The longest I've posted, I think, is 9 minutes something.
Oh.
So, because there was a limit of 5. It started off at 3 minutes, and then it became 5. And I think now you can go longer.
What did you speak about when you spoke about OCC?
Quiet violence.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that I was suspended on YouTube. I appealed. They rejected my appeal. I believe that they were wrong, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is not Mamsi's platform. It's not a platform yakamlochwa. It's not mlochwa tube or you mlochwa. So I have to respect that it's their platform and they get to dictate.
Sure.
But we're gonna use the other platforms. In time, once Rumble is not so aggressively American and it actually allows South Africans to post comfortably, because I think people have to have like a VPN for American. If you're South African, by the way, you can't post. I don't know if you know.
I don't know.
So anyone in South Africa posting on Rumble is probably because they use VPN. I don't know if it stands for very private network or something along those lines, so that it's as if you are in another geography. Russell Brand is big on Rumble now, and some of us maybe will go on Rumble. That's the first thing. The second thing is my wash routine, which I'm going to keep very short. It's not necessarily Penuelism. It's more for me and my hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in bathing, full baths, 2 to 3 times a week.
Is full bath being a bathing?
Whether you're in a bathtub or in a shower, full. That's now with soap,
Shampoo,
hot water, shampoo, scrubbing. Scrub down.
Yeah.
2 to 3 times a week.
2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or any time when you have sweated a lot or been very dirty. Let's say you were in the bush. Or you were playing in the mud or whatever, then I believe go and get a full bath. Sports game, full bath. But ordinarily, just living your life, I believe in uksula, what we call uksula, which is wiping in English.
Yeah.
No, uksula is basically using a basin,
Yeah.
warm water. So hot water is not good for your skin on any given day. Warm water, and then especially your arms, your torso, your legs, very warm water and a cloth to remove dust, bit of ntsila, etc., grime. And then armpits every day. Armpits every day,
And,
hot water and soap.
and
Groin area every day,
Yeah.
warm water and soap. Feet
Yeah.
every day. Your hands throughout the day,
Yeah.
warm water and soap. And then I wash my face every day with warm water and soap as well. And then my hair, I think once a week, I put soap or shampoo through it. Every other day, it's just warm water. And water. Warm water, yeah. That's it. Hot water is bad for your skin. You guys can go and research this before I get accused of medical misinformation again. You can go and research. Hot water on your skin is not good for you.
And if you don't know what hot is, he's talking about the temperature that like females use to shower.
Correct.
That is closest to the devil because they're getting used to going back home to hell. Yeah.
Number 2, a lot of the soaps that you guys use and the shampoos have got chemicals which strip your body of natural oils. Our bodies naturally secrete oils, including your hair. You're not meant to wash your hair all the time. So the soap does that. It's the reason why you guys need moisturizer. You know, Makti upashile. You know, when you're white because you've taken a hot bath.
I don't cover.
So I don't lather. What's it called?
Cover.
Lather.
Cover.
I only put moisturizer on my face and sometimes on my arms.
I'm actually lying. I do cover if I don't cover. No.
Anyways, natural oils. That's why they sell you. So what capitalism does is they say, go take a nice hot bath to remove all your body's natural oils and then use all of these soaps. And you can imagine women, there's scrubs, there's things that they use for their face, and like you're stripping your body of everything. In your head, of course, you're becoming a yellow bone, you're a mini bleacher. But the reality is you're stripping your body of natural oils. That's why after they sell you all of those things, then they sell you the moisturizer and the conditioners and the hair foods and to try and replenish. But it's not natural now, it's artificial. Of course, it smells nice. Some of it is actually good for your skin, but our bodies are naturally built for these things. So I'm just trying to be healthy. I want to have a strong immune system. I don't believe in smelling. You know, so if ever my breath is stinky, if ever, please let me know so I can wash. Even now, as much as I use water, I'm trying to see if there are certain fruits or natural herbs I can put in my warm water so that when I'm done just using water on my body, there's a fresh, minty smell whatever.
Do you know what they're saying? Because I remember this one lady, we did philosophy together, Jill something, what is it? And she used to like never use it all on with perfume.
Yes.
And she was like, she was a vegan back before we even knew
veganism was cool.
You know, and she was saying with a lot of the odor that we, you know, is because of the diet that we ingested.
Correct.
You know.
That is correct. Body odor, a big part of it is what you eat.
So even when you talk about like a stinky breath or whatever the case may be, you know, it's because all this protein that is being processed, all this, umzimba wako ukhipha lama toxins.
This is the chimney.
Yeah, one. This is the chimney.
Spices, sauces,
yeah, one.
Junk food, oils.
And
when you burp, for example, if you were to eat like apples, watermelon, cucumber only, you would have the freshest breath.
Yeah, one. And for her, a lot of her stuff she ate used to eat like raw. You know.
Yeah.
So it was so crazy because you're like, nah. Somebody you'd see Munde Chimin and she's sweating.
Why don't you smell?
Tina, ooh. And the protein list is but I get that. I'm also not a big fan of using shampoo every day. Not a big fan.
You shouldn't use shampoo every day.
I'm not a big fan of soap every day. But when I do, what I do is that I run my body through the shower. You know, so sure. I'll open the shower and I'll stand there and I'll just let the water rush over me. That's the right.
I'm trying to find a message I sent to you. I want to send a shout out to this guy.
Who's that? I want
to see if no, hopefully he parts more than me. Let me see if I've got his name here. Yeah, I apologize if this is inappropriate. I fully apologize, but this is a shout out to Tiamo. Tiamo sent me a DM. I think it was on Twitter, if not Instagram. I think it was Twitter, and he was just sending a shout out to myself and Penson. He says he's been on a self-improvement journey, and I'm not going to mention his weight, but in the last 6 months he's lost 20 kilograms. 20 kilograms. Like,
yes.
I cannot begin to explain what happens to me. I can't speak for Penson.
And I wanted to ask if I'm allowed to post this.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him if we can post. But I just want to send him a shout out because self-improvement in the past 6 months, and he credits myself and Upensini. I get emotional to a point of like crying like a bitch when I meet someone who tells me that, bro, you've changed my life for the better. Because of you, my relationship with my woman is better. Because of you, I'm now doing more with my kids. Because of you, I've lost weight. Because of you, I got a job. I mean, I posted a kid that was promoting coffee at a Pick and Pay, I think Rand Park Ridge. Like his attitude was so positive. I was like, bro, can I please record you? And he's like, please. I recorded him. There were 2 elderly white ladies. I was like, I hope you don't mind me recording. They're like, oh, go for it. I made that video. I posted it on TikTok. Couple of weeks later, the guy sends me a DM. He's like, bro, the guys that I work for saw this. I got a call from the company that I was promoting and they've offered me a permanent job. Oh, I'm currently in varsity and bro, I just want to say thank you so much.
I'd be crying proper.
People call us a lot of names. People accuse us of being controversial and those things, which is fine. You can do that by all means. But when people...
Not us. Not us.
But when you make a positive impact in someone's life, and they come out and they thank you, it means everything. So to Tiamo, congrats on the 20 kgs. I know it inspires me and my brother to be like, since he's lost 20, can we also gym harder? Can we also become better versions of ourselves?
Look after our health, man. Yo.
And can we also inspire more guys out there, especially men and women, actually. Men and women, there's no need to carry on extra weight. Like the world is heavy, guys. Yo. Like making money, political issues. Now we don't have eggs in shops. Relationships will show you flames and like, and then you still want to carry on extra like literal weight when you can just change your lifestyle, bro. Just change your lifestyle. Now when you get 3, your body's constantly releasing juices.
Yes.
Juices.
No. And we even said that in the group because like I think we've been chatting a lot around contraception and
contraceptives,
and how Muntu might struggle with having kids, blah, 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 blah. And one of the big things we're speaking about was being overweight.
Yeah.
Because how much it does eat to and all of a sudden they're going to go and blame more Sisbetu, the ones that can't have kids. No, bro.
Could be you.
So it's just one of those things. But shout out to Tiamo. I know that you had said that you're trying to hit a goal by the end of the year. So keep pushing, brother. Keep pushing.
And he's not the first one. There's a gentleman from East London. His name slips me, but I met him last year. He also told me that from watching my videos, he lost a lot of weight. I think he was also at 15 to 20. Yes. Guys, save yourselves, man. Like this thing of being overweight and eating unhealthily is a form of killing yourself. Smoking, drinking, all these things are destroying your body. So just take care of yourselves. But Siamo, shout out to you, bro, and thank you for the inspiration. And I hope that your story will inspire so many other people out there to just invest a little bit. Just a little
more. You know what
also
kills me? Besides the drinking, it's the fizzy drinks, eh?
No. It's the
fizzy drinks, eh?
The caffeines, especially coffee, strong coffee and energy drinks. Fizzy drinks, of course, carbonated drinks. Junk food, amnanda makota, imnandi plate.
Pizza.
Yeah, jeez, man. So yeah, just take it
This
easy.
guy came through with the KFC.
Shout out to Colonel Sanders.
This piece is Stefani KFC.
Representing the good Colonel from Kentucky. Yeah, look, we have KFC because budget and speed and not. But look, for every piece of KFC, this is one of the other things people don't understand. Like, you know, you budget money. So your dad will go and you'll go and ask your dad for $50 and he'll be like, I'm not money. I don't have money. And then you'll wake up tomorrow morning and go buy a Ferrari and you're like, bitch, he budgeted for that Ferrari. So my point is, you will not see us eating KFC all day, every day. Because it's not like, oh, you guys must have good metabolisms. No, we'll have KFC today and then maybe we won't eat the rest of the day, or we'll just be drinking water. And then tomorrow, we budget how we move.
Do people know that? Sometimes, Izolo, I ate. I've got a stash of amakanda.
We've got eggs. You know, like COVID when we had people at booze. We've got eggs.
Take it or leave it.
If you need some eggs, Baba, hit us on the side. There, just don't tell anyone.
And I had my first meal at about 3:30. Izolo.
Sure.
You know, and ngashamakanda, 3 slices ngashamakanda. Ngaba grand the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to, and that's my first and only meal. And then people are like, hey, bruh, it's because genetically. No, it's because I'm not grazing like a cow.
Correct.
You know, and then you're saying, this was my first meal. But it's cut, man. It's later, 12:30.
Yeah.
But this was my first meal. And then it grain. And then ngizolamba ngophela uLesihlanu mhlambe sonyonyo
today.
So mhlambe Saturday la sikhona. Mhlambe I'll eat ngo 10 even. But you can't always be eating njengenkomo and then be shocked why you look like inkomo. You know, njalo ngiyagraze. That's not good. Your diet is so vital, you know, whether it's your physical diet in terms of what you eat, or you're constantly scrolling on Instagram and TikTok constantly, and then you worried why is mesh.
The number of women I have met who are like, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I only eat once a day. The number of women I've met. Number one, what are you eating? That one meal. What are you eating? And then number two, it's the grazing. It's the little jelly babies here. The little, it was just a chocolate bar. You know, when you're drinking coffee, when you're snacking on some sweets, even fruit, if you're snacking on fruit, it's piling up, bro.
People think what you're eating things like, let's say, a handful of almonds and
some mini yogurt
and a mini plain yogurt and apples, and you're eating that all the time. You know how much sugar is in fruit?
And it's piling up.
It's just sugar. And that's when you're sitting at your desk job and you're just typing like, banana by 4, apple by 6, almond. Forget the fact that you had a full breakfast, because breakfast is the best meal of the day. Then you drove past and got a smoothie, sazekawai, because that's also healthy. And then you eat at lunch. I just had a chicken salad, fucking dressing. Yes. You look at me like, we're vegan a day. You know.
Invest in your health. So YouTube, the bath situation, the quiet violence of women. So my video had 2 titles. I've currently made that video private, and I'm considering whether I should release it again or publicize it again, because when I closed it, it was on 9,300 views. There's just some content that I posted there that some people close to me send me DMs, and they were touched, so I decided to take it down.
About the woman?
Yeah. So the title
touched it.
Yeah. So the title is The Quiet Violence of Women, and the other side is why some men are violent towards women. So it's already triggering on its own.
Is it based off a tweet?
No, it's not. It's the video. The video was inspired by the tweet by Skit Guru. Skit, the I is actually a one. Skit Guru. And after Skit Guru posted that tweet, which was something around when you start hating your girlfriend.
That phase when you start hating your girlfriend.
Shadaya _night, an amazing Twitter twileb. Then did a follow-up tweet, which I thought was really dope. And in the video, I started off by referencing that tweet.
I did a video like that yesterday.
I thought it was crazy because I made my video. I uploaded it, but because I'm on Telcom, it fucking took 50 years to upload. And I think after my video uploaded, before it played, I saw Pinson, because I subscribed to The Journey. I saw that his video popped out. And I was like, this punk, because I think I shared the tweet in a rugby group, and this fucker read it. Is like, oh, let me go make some content. Let me make content. Who's gonna make it first?
Upload. Vodacom. Yes.
But luckily, my videos are more pulse. So, anyways, I'm not gonna read the tweet. I think look what I'm gonna do, because I still have the video. Do I still have the video? Shit, do I still have the video? I may have deleted it.
So you didn't upload it?
I did upload it. It's private. It's privatized currently. It's privatized.
Oh, okay.
So what I could do is, obviously I could publicize it, or I could just download it from YouTube. Maybe I'll just play parts of it. Or I'll chop up some of the parts.
Triggering.
The gist of the video, and you guys can go and watch Penson's one, and you can watch my one. I'll post links in the bottom. There are many men who are physically violent towards women. Hitting a woman, slapping a woman, swearing at a woman, it is wrong. Full stop. It is wrong. Do not hit a woman, do not slap a woman, do not swear at her. It is wrong. Full stop. Okay. Now that we've covered that,
turn the page.
A lot of the men that hit women are hitting them in retaliation. Yeah, but the woman didn't hit him. Yes, but she was violent towards him. She wasn't physically violent, but she was emotionally and psychologically violent. If you're telling someone, I fucking hate you, you have a small dick, this is why I fucked your friend last week, these kids are not even yours, that thing really, really triggers the mind. And in the video, one of the examples I make is for a lot of boys and girls, when you think back on your childhood, some of the most painful things you've ever heard are from your own mother. Buka mabele akho, your boobs are getting big. Abafana bazokubamba, okalo islima, uyavila. Like, women's words are very traumatic and very destructive. There are kids to this day that are adults, that when you speak to them about their words of their mom, you'll never amount to anything. I suga, but you're fat like your father. You know, something like that. It hurts.
Yeah.
So in a relationship perspective in particular, women will say things that are very violent.
I'm going to know you've also, here's another thing, especially in a romantic relationship where you've been vulnerable and you've given them your kryptonite. And
this is what I'm scared of. This is what hurts me. And
these are my insecurities. And also and the day where there's a bit of a higgy endlini, she pulls out that kryptonite and she's like, Kumbula, when you claps, and this
is why your ex-girlfriend cheated on you. Oof. This is why your mom never allowed you to watch. You're like, bro, that's I told you that in confidence. I was crying.
I was in my most vulnerable state when I said those things, and you bring them up here, So I mean, the video, when I was unpacking it, I was reading the tweet while I was trying to unpack it. Because you were speaking just about the phase where you dislike your woman, and he speaks about the mental health, aspects. I mean, I try to also speak to Uti. Sometimes we just go on different paths. Sometimes OCC become hosts. Sometimes they focus on their career. Sometimes it just outgrows you as well. But from a mental point, yes, I OCC have the ability to. Here's the thing: OCC want you to respect. They the way that they view respect is such a funny thing. And the way that they view disrespect is also such a funny thing. Because for them, when they disrespect you, they want you to move in a specific way tailored for them.
Correct.
However, if the roles are reversed, she will disrespect you however she disrespects you, no matter, you know. And Mina, one of the things that I say is like, look, you must understand in the world, if another man would disrespect me, I'll respond in a different way. But with you, I have to tailor it. Why can't you tailor a response to me? When you are angry at your person, when you feel like your person has disrespected you, tailor the communication in a respectful manner back at him. Because if you just say, he disrespects me, it's whatever, then when the roles are reversed and you disrespect him, then you must understand for him,
Yeah.
so, and then that's where it becomes very sensitive and triggering and
So what would tend to happen, and I didn't say this in the video, is when someone is bullying you, you tend to take it out on someone else, and normally a weaker someone else.
Yeah.
This is an example. So for example, white men in this country colonized and oppressed black men. They bullied them. Black men, out of anger and frustration, took it out on their black women who were weaker. Those black women being bullied by their black men, they don't take it out on the men, they take it out on the children. You know, and the cycle continues. So we need to train people on better tools in terms of anger. I mean, your guy could piss you off. He could cheat, which is also a form of violence, by the way. A lot of guys don't know this. When a man cheats, a woman feels violated. That's why she'll retaliate with her words, or smashing your car, or saying something about your mom, or keeping your children from you. She retaliates. And when you go back to the genesis, it's like, it's because you cheated on me. And then the guy retaliates by putting a hand on her, whatever the case may be. It's like, guys, we need to find better tools in terms of conflict resolution. This guy pissed you off, etc. Please understand that when you say this, he may retaliate in a way you don't like.
That's another thing that I think also messes things up. We live in a country where the laws and the morals are not the same. Like what's illegal may not be immoral and vice versa.
Okay.
You know, whereas if you look at those Arabic states, what is immoral is illegal.
Sure.
So for example, in this country where infidelity is not illegal, you know, but it's immoral. I don't know if I'm making sense.
It's a huge topic.
So when you're talking about violence,
the misalignment between what is legal and illegal and what's moral and what's immoral.
And that I think if you look at those Arabic states, they've got it proper. Because when in the immoral, illegal.
We had that culturally, just so you guys know. You know, from a Christian perspective, if you sin, go to church, you pray, you repent. From a cultural perspective, that's where you have things like hlawula, you know, a penalty of sorts. You're sleeping with a virgin, you're getting a girl pregnant. If the girl is sleeping with a boy that she's not married to, if there were consequences, you would probably get a whipping at home. Your mom would beat you up if you're a girl. The boy would have to pay a penalty of a cow. That was a form of cultural law. But today, because we live in this world where the law and culture are misaligned, you can do things that are immoral and uncultural, and there's no punishment for them.
Because think about it. It might really clean up a lot of society where if you cheat on your girlfriend, as an example,
there's a penalty.
You have 3 months in prison. Like, no different from if you slap your girlfriend,
sure,
you have 3 months in prison.
Sure.
You know, so just punishments, because you can't just go and be angry at your girlfriend and slap her. The same way that you can't be angry at your girlfriend and go sleep and cheat on her.
Yeah.
You know, so from a morality point, that would really assist clean up, I think, the shittiness that we live in.
It would be great to hear your comments. Should there be a penalty for cheating? Doesn't have to be jail. It could be something like the girl says, Baba, I've got proof, goes to her father, her mom. I've got proof that Penuel has been cheating on me. Penuel or his family get called in. Your son was cheating on my daughter. As far as we know, they're in a relationship or they're married. We are going to penalize you guys a goat. So it's not too bad. A goat maybe is 1,500. But every time you cheat, and that's now, number one, it should hit you. If you're rich, obviously you don't mind. It should hit you.
We'll penalize you according to
your whatever
pocket.
you can afford.
So
yeah.
if you're a rich guy, I've got money.
Maybe a cow.
Yeah, or
kind
maybe
of
even
situation.
a buffalo, just that you can feel the pinch.
So there's that. There's your family being shamed. So at some point, the girl's family is going to be like, but your son is actually damaging our daughter.
Yeah.
Like, how 10 cows down the line, 10 goats. Honestly, Other forms of punishment we can discuss them and say, look, if we know what he values, could be his car, it could be his children. As a family, we're deciding that because you cheated on my daughter, you will not have access to your children for the next 3 months. Just so we clean up society. I'm just saying, as an example, it would be nice to hear your comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think we should look into something else? Because as we're speaking about women being violent with their words, guys are being violent with some of their actions. And it leads on to another topic that I'd like to discuss with Penson, maybe today or another time, of what is the role of polygamy in today's sense, where the guy's been cheating with the same girl 3 times, he's paid 3 goats. And when the family sits, maybe the girl's father's like, Mfana, do you love this woman? Because maybe we need to start looking into his team, polygamy, so that you're not paying these endless goats and hurting my daughter. Let's groom the family to understand that you are a polygynous man.
Yeah, I think as a society we need to be educated. That used to be on SABC 3 low ends maths.
Smith.
Something Smith. That guy used to be boring as hell though. I think we need those channels to come back where people ngempela break down polygamy. Because ngempela, this idea of just watching it on TV in a form of entertainment, really, it throws us off.
William Smith is his name.
William Smith.
Yeah.
It throws us off. You have people that think they know what polygamy is. Meanwhile, it's like watching Michael Phelps swim and thinking that you know how to swim. And then you go jump into the deep end. Like, ungafa.
Yeah.
You know, ungafa. So you look at so many people that think, because a lot, I'm so anti-polygamy, so anti. But they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, so I really think, if we're going to unpack that polygamy discussion, we need to really sit down and say, what is polygamy? You know, forget the definition, but how did we live it, and how did it benefit the family unit? You know, because I look at families that are very together, you know, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like the way that they view problems, the way that they handle depression, anxiety, the way that they just face the world because they are a team is a lot easier than when we one, you know. So again, if we look at polygamy in terms of building the homes,
such a small world. I want to give a shout out, man. William MacDonald Smith, such a small world. A South African science and maths teacher, best known for his lessons on TV. William Smith was born in Makhanda, Grahamstown, Hygiene, where we studied, by the way. Went to St. Andrew's Prep. Went to Rhodes University, by the way. So yeah, man, I want to send a shout out. Many kids passed or got distinctions thanks to the lessons by William Smith. And I think this is a gap in the market.
Where's those guys? Where's those? Like,
there's a gap in the market. You guys have YouTube, you guys have TikTok, you guys have Instagram, you have Facebook. There's a gap in the market for people who are going to, especially like we're moving into the end of the year, matric exams and grade 11 exams, which are normally used for varsity applications, to be like, hi guys, it's Penuel the Black Pen. Today we're going to be going through some maths lessons. Please take out your this and that. I want to send a shout out to Khan. I think his name is Sal. He started making videos like that for his nephews, I think. Nephews and nieces. And he uploaded them on YouTube. And Sal Khan. And they ended up going viral. And they led to the Khan Academy, which was funded by Bill Gates and so many other people. You can go check it out as well. We've got gaps in the market where kids want to learn. And you guys are always like, kids want to learn in their own indigenous languages. Do it.
Do it then.
You've got a phone. You've got platforms. Teach in those languages. Shout out to William Smith.
So I got a DM after I finished posting this video around what we were talking about earlier with women that have been abusive mentally to their partners. And Sissy says, don't post things like this. Yeah, post. And I'm like, Sissy, if you think I'm posting y'all's, one, unfollow me. Make it easier for yourself.
Sure. Let's both have peace.
Because unfollow me, one. And two, do your own video where you look at it differently and like you side with the sisters, you know?
Yeah.
And then make it easier and then post there on your platforms. And about now, I want to go out of their way to tell you how to do things on your platform.
Correct.
One thing to suggest it, and I always appreciate when people, hey bro, don't you think you should do this? Guide me, suggest me, suggest this into disagree, that's fine. But those don't dictate. this is rubbish. You must have it. Tip.
I've been watching, I think it's season 6, stand to be corrected, of Uthando Nestembu, Musa Mseleku, and his 4 wives. He's been trying to force her like a 5th wife, but the other wives are like, fuck that, nigga. You can fucking eat a dick. It's been very interesting. And look, Umusa is the most popular after Ubaba, Umsholozi. I think he's the most popular polygamist in South Africa. I always say this, I'll say it again. Polygamy is an overarching term for someone that has more than one married spouse. Polygyny is when a man has more than one wife. Polyandry is when a woman has more than one husband. And then polyamory is when you, whether you're a boy or a girl, man, woman, have more than one romantic partner. So it's got nothing to do with marriage. That's polyamory. And in watching Umsele, who I really love watching his show, I love his wives, especially Utobile. Umakumalo is my favorite. I think she's the 3rd wife. I've been struggling. And maybe Penson and I will maybe have a face-to-face sit down on this, speaking about, I don't even know if he's comfortable.
About what?
And it might be inappropriate. Speak about just our romantic relationships and the struggles that we've had.
Sensitive
And
personal.
And how I've struggled.
Yeah.
I'm happy to admit, I'm Pen, an alcoholic. But I've struggled with monogamy.
Yeah.
I would have been one of the guys that was penalized, fucked up. My family would be like, the reason we are poor and have no livestock is because, I've struggled with monogamy. The men in my father's family have struggled with monogamy. The men in my mother's family have struggled with monogamy. Now,
the men outside,
our friends struggle with monogamy.
Good for the man.
Your presidents struggle with monogamy.
Oh, Bill Clinton. Like, the difference, and this is when you have these actual adult conversations. Do you want a person who's open and honest, saying, this is my lifestyle, this is what I do? Or do you want these guys who will continue and just lie?
Well, most people prefer the lies because that's what's normalized.
Okay.
What's normal is cheating, you find out, you throw a fit. What's abnormal is a guy saying, look, I'm going to get another woman. Because then a girl doesn't know what to do with it. I've struggled with monogamy and I've tried to figure out if polygamy is for me. I've even set up a WhatsApp group, by the way, to have these discussions. Because we need to figure out, there are guys that are sexually ill-disciplined. They struggle to deal with temptation. They get tipsy, they pick up a girl, they have sex, they have one-night stands. Now, that is not ideal in any stretch of the imagination. If you want to be that guy, make sure to if you want to be that guy, because you might slip into
any point.
Slip into a crater, slip into a Grand Canyon, slip into a pothole, a woman pothole though. Those guys have sexual ill-discipline, and if you're going to be a man whore, which is what women will call guys like that, if you want to be those guys, it would be nice for it ukwazi ukuthi uyisoka wena. Wena nje hey, awubantu kwafika nje skate and everyone knows.
No, but isoka umuntu onentombi, umuntu who's
well,
umpepeni is something different.
Okay. Very vital distinction in the Zulu dictionary. If you're the kind of guy with the side chick, Oiwan, a stable one, does she remain a side chick / mistress? Does she graduate at some point? Maybe she falls pregnant. Now all of a sudden you want to do the right thing. But we have to speak about it. And I just want to say
it's
this.
also painful, as is some of these terms, because I think in our culture, as like seen, we've never added people. That there's these terms.
We have. It's an education thing. No, it's not necessarily a word, because that's one of the tricks that like us modern age indigenous people use. It's like actually there was a name, it's just not popular.
Yes.
What I will say is the reason there was Ukshaula and those things was because men would go out. It wasn't that we were all moral and all doing the right things. So a guy would nibble on the side.
Yeah, but why not Shaul? Because he's nibbling on Usisi, who is single.
How is she single and not married? Where is she living? Where is she seeing this guy?
In my home. Where was she seeing?
Where is she seeing? Because there's wives there.
In my home.
It's how Nandi.
Personal crawl.
It's how Nandi fell pregnant with Ushaga. Like there was a lot of inappropriate behavior. But we sanitize these things.
With me, maybe I just don't like the term side chick. You know, give me, especially because like it's cutting some mind where people are like, abashadang in generation. Utrolelo CC for 6 months and you say that you've had a side chick for 3 years. That doesn't make sense.
So we sanitize these things in the same way we sanitize life before colonization. Africa wasn't some Walt Disney movie. We just don't speak about it openly, but a lot of these things existed. I mean, a show like Utatako exposes that a lot of our mothers and grandmothers have lied about paternity and cheating. So someone could have said, our mothers never cheated. And then Utatako was like, hold my paternity test. You know, so these things did exist. But I can understand the derogatory notion of the term side chick. But the conversations are meant to be...
It's like saying ingane ngaphandle, you know.
Sure.
Like, okay, sharp, I understand when people are saying it's outside of the wedding line,
marriage,
you know, but I can't say, and I've heard men say that it's ingane ngaphandle. I was like, bro, ingane yakho dog, like yonke ingane yami eyami.
But ngaphandle of the nuclear family.
So when you say mina kimi, if you're to say ngaphandle, you're saying okay, lo mshado lengishade kuwona kuningane engazange izalwe within lo mshado, you know, or engazalwe lo mama engimshadile. But mina just ukuzwe kuthiwa ayi angingane yangaphandle, I would never say.
So this is why we need to have the conversations, because you're right, but they are also right. But you need to define moting ngaphandle of what? Yeah. Relative to what?
I guess everybody's right to themselves as well.
And then we formalize these things. My last point is, because this is for me, it's a very layered, very deep conversation. Because we have to speak about polyandry, a woman having more than one guy, of which a lot of women today are sleeping with more than one man. There are guys who are sleeping with married women, knowing that she's married. So men are willing to share women under certain circumstances. My opinion on polygamy or polyamory. Sure.
I love you too, baby. Love you. So you're sharing them. So you might as well make it formal.
My thinking is men need to be trained on what it means to take care of a family or a woman in totality, where she is satisfied in your provision, your security, and after you can tick those boxes, then you're like, I still have extra capacity. I have extra time, I have extra money, I have extra love, extra sperm, as an example. Such that when you bring in another woman or you're going to another woman, it mustn't necessarily be to the expense of the current, of which it always will be, but relative to the bigger picture.
So having another child.
It's like having another child.
Yeah, when you bring that to
like having another child.
Get touched, so you compare me to children.
Yeah, your woman, this is my opinion. And this is an old school traditional opinion. My opinion is that your woman, your girlfriend, your wife is meant to be your firstborn. And you must treat them like your firstborn in terms of you worry about their shelter, their food. You want to empower them to be better. I also believe on the other side, to a woman, your boyfriend, your husband is your first child. You want to make sure that they've eaten, that they're safe, and. But yeah, polygamy, polygyny, polyandry, polyamory is a very deep. Maybe we'll speak about our own experiences, but I know that I'm in that journey now, and it's a conversation I've been having with a lot of people close to me. It's a very triggering, upsetting conversation, but a very necessary one, especially in a time where the way you are naturally is what's best for the world. The way you are. But the way you are harms a few people very close to you. Penson wants to be a revolutionary. He wants to be Nhlanhla Lux, Julius Malema.
Sure.
He wants to be Nelson Mandela. He wants to be a leader of men. But it comes at the cost of exposing his family to danger. It comes at the cost of not spending time with his kids. It comes at the cost of being calling names. And like, there's a cost. So similarly, the idea of his term could be beautiful. You're expanding your family name. You are giving birth to all these beautiful kids. I mean, my kids are beautiful from 4 mothers. It's called reckless. It's irresponsible. It's a beautiful service to society. My kids are amazing.
Sure.
But now there are women that are getting hurt. This woman's like, why did you have kids with another woman? There might be people from the families of the women who are like, Penuel, you're reckless. There might be friends, family of mine who are like, bro, every time you tell me there's another girl pregnant, I feel like you are disgracing our family. Now people look at me and they're like, Pensi, hey, your brother, bro, clearly, and it's a beautiful thing for society and nature. but now it hurts people. And how do we find the balance of that in something like polygamy?
On a lighter note, have you been watching the rugby?
I wanted to close off with Penuel wear All Blacks every day.
Have you been watching the World Cup?
He's asking a rhetorical question because he knows we're not fucking WhatsApp. Not only do I watch rugby, I'm
a connoisseur. I'm a connoisseur. I analyze. I'm a pundit.
Anyways, we're on 45. I think we'll close off in the last 10 minutes with just rugby. I've got so much to say, man, but...
About rugby? Or about polygamy?
About rugby. No.
About society? No. About about what?
Minnie Quinton Jones. Pay the money. Pay the money. No, I'm kidding, man. I made a video about Uminenhle and Quinton. Tried to make it educational.
Yeah.
I made an amazing video about the late Zolega Mandela, which a lot of people really love the video. I think as we record now, it's probably on like 73,000 views.
Nice.
So that's pretty dope. In Ntwana Zolega Mandela.
So
that's
strength,
dope.
Strength, brother.
That's dope.
With the passing of.
I was speaking to one of the fathers of her children as well, because I've connected with him, and there was a time he wanted us to speak about fatherhood and stuff. So that's really dope. I know I need to speak to Tumisho, Masha, because he's had an issue with access when it comes to his child as well. So these are important conversations. Yes, celebrities are, but we hope that some of these things that happen become teachable lessons for you guys, or anyone who's more normal, so that our lives can be better.
You said on Twitter where people forget when they see those celebrities, whatever, they forget those people also take a shit.
They don't know, not that they forget. They don't know, because celebrities don't tell you they fought. They don't tell you that like they're struggling with maintenance. They don't tell you that they broke. They pretend that everything is fine.
Okay, fair enough. But the reality is that that go through everyday problems. Like
we normally hear it. Umuntu maisevukile. I finally said to DJ Spoo recently, and he was speaking about his struggles. We had Dr. Malinga going on podcast and chill. So it's normally mabesebevuka, but yeah. Anyways, we're learning. I've been an All Black supporter almost all my life. Same with this gent here. Their team is not that great currently, even though they've got legends, World Cup winners in it. They still, in all of that, have a chance of winning this thing.
Yeah.
They whipped Italy 96-17.
Crazy.
They just beat Uruguay. What was the score? 70-something.
73 duck.
73-0.
Yeah.
They lost to France.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Springboks lost to Ireland. France and Ireland is the number 1 ranked team in the world.
France is number 2.
France is the number 2, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But with that, Springbok fans believe the Springboks can win. They're the defending champions. And some people are like, look, the All Blacks. And now they're officially in the quarterfinals. And in rugby, it's 3 games till you've won the World Cup.
Yeah.
If they win the quarters, they beat whatever team they're playing, they're in the semis. If they beat whatever team they're playing, they're in the finals. If they win that game, all of a sudden, the All Blacks. But my favorite teams, Ireland is pretty strong and quite impressive to watch, and they're the favorites. Yeah. France has been amazing, but they lost Intermac and the world's best player currently, Antoine Dupont.
He's back.
So he's back in training, but they just need to check how they're going to manage his fracture. Because I saw him wearing a nice...
The doctors cleared him for yesterday's game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So that is a beautiful story for all rugby fans, all Springbok, All Black, because once you know the rugby circles, you know that rugby is always number 1. Rugby must always win. That's why if New Zealand beats the Springboks, Springbok fans will get angry. But what you want to see is that the referee was fair.
Yeah.
And you want to see that the All Blacks played better than the Springboks.
This World Cup has been the refs' World Cup. I think thus far we will remember this World Cup as, because it's got the most yellow cards, got the most red cards, got the most penalties.
Weird controversial penalties.
Yeah, it's the refs, and I can't. Once it gets to knockouts, it's gonna get very touchy. Yours gonna get so touchy, especially with all the eyeballs and all the cameras. You've got 4 people upstairs. You got the 2 touchers on the side. Yeah. You've got the ref in the middle. You've got people speaking to the ref as he's reffing at the same time, and people speaking to the touch judge as they. So this year's gonna be a year for the refs.
Yeah, it's different. The refereeing and the television match officials and it's ruined the game for a connoisseur and a purist.
If you're an All Black fan, you're looking for a ref that lets the game flow.
Correct.
If you are a Springbok fan, you're looking for a ref that blows the whistle a lot. Set piece, slow it down, set piece. So now the ref is impacting the game so much. So much. So the France versus Springbok game, if it's a ref that makes the game flow, Springboks are in trouble. And vice versa, if it's a ref that slows it down, the French are gonna feel it. Ireland right now, they can play either or type of game. So
yeah, man, Ireland is amazing. France is amazing. The Springboks definitely have a chance, and they're one of my favorite teams currently. I've never really been a Springbok fan because of racism that I've also experienced in sports. Mostly because of Springbok fans. I hate Springbok fans because they're so irrational and unnecessarily emotional. They remind me of like sideways Christians. They just ruin the religion for everyone. But
if I look at my top 5 best rugby players, like my favorite Lucanio, he's a Springbok, but I don't support the Springboks. My number 3 is Cheslin, he's a Springbok, and I don't support the Springboks. You look at an Eben who has been part of how many racial and racist, controversial, but he's still one of my favorite players. So now you look at it and you're like, I support the Springboks. I love the players. As a Sharks fan, I love the players because the guys that I named, Bart, Cheslin, most of them are Sharks guys. But the fans, I hate Springbok fans. If you guys can remember, Man United fans, from 2010, 2009, when Man United was just so arrogant, and whenever Man United lost, people used to get happy. Even when people that don't even care.
Even if they played well,
it doesn't matter whether Chelsea, Liverpool, no matter teaming us, they used to get happy every time Man United loses. And I think it's the same thing with the Springboks for a lot of the rugby world. You can't be that arrogant. We're watching the players, we love the players, we think the players are awesome, we think that the Rusty's is one of the greatest rugby minds. But and
the Springboks themselves are very humble guys. I mean,
they're amazing. They're amazing. They're amazing. These guys are absolutely amazing guys, and I want them to win. So it's a tough situation because I want Kolisi to win, I want to win, I want the boys to win, but I want the Springboks to lose.
Like Mbuiseni Ndlozi of the EFF. Ndlozi hate the Springboks. Imagine, that type of negative energy.
So you want the Jets to win. So I'm asking to answer Ranshan. Like if I know good time with the ball and you score a hat trick. Kylian
Mbappe won the soccer world.
Kylian Mbappe, yes. Kylian Mbappe, he won.
But France lost.
Yeah, but
in the final.
Yeah, but Mbappe won. So you can't tell me shit because Mbappe won. He won. Yeah, won. So if it could be the same where the Gents win, but the Springbok lose, so that the fans can shut up. But the players must win. So something.
So I love the Springboks, man, and what they represent to me today. The diversity in the colors and the black players, the white players, and how they gel. They come from different religious backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, class, economic backgrounds. There's tall guys, there's short guys, there's fat guys. France, wie het my boerewors gesteel, Malherbe. We love France. Bongi Mbonambi is an amazing leader currently. Peter Steph Tutoy, who's arguably my favorite Bok. Lucanio Am, who's still probably the best center, or maybe 13, because Bandi Aki at 12 is causing havoc for Ireland. Cheston Colby, the new boys on the block. New kids on the block. Kanan Moody, Arense. What Manny Libok is doing in open play. Yes. Shout out to Andre Pollard for coming to put pressure on the kicking. We appreciate it.
Willemse. Guys are doing the most, man. That
Damien Willemse is hungry.
That team is such a complete unit of a team.
Very complete.
Unit of a team. Like, some of these teams that were in the post stages, they only had like 16 players. Maybe to stretch 18. Springbok has a full 30 players, So again, with Malcolm Marx getting injured, Ubong is like, oh, I've got it, don't worry.
Dion Fourie comes in, becomes man of the match.
Come on.
Marco van Staren comes on, he scores a try. Like, we're really blessed in South Africa. And we've got so many more players. That's one of the scarier things. Especially when you look at the weaker teams, Uruguay, Namibia, Chile. Countries like New Zealand, South Africa, back in the day, Australia, they've had a very embarrassing World Cup, unfortunately, to Eddie Jones. We could easily send 2-3 teams to the World Cup. Easily.
And those teams would compete.
I mean, right now we've got World Cup winners. I mean, Herschel Yankees is in South Africa. Alton Yankees is in South Africa. There's so many players in this country that could easily be there.
The third string Springbok team would still beat your Namibias and beat your Portugals and all those clubs. You know, third string.
Correct.
Third string. So something needs to happen. World Rugby needs to step up and actually realize, right now, what's happening. Teams losing 73-0. You know, that's against a reserve team is you know, it's quite.
It's not what's best for the game.
No, it's embarrassing.
The Springboks represent more than rugby to me. They represent the potential for this country, where you say, I'm black, you're white, I'm Christian, you're Muslim, I'm colored, you're Indian, I'm poor, you're rich, but can we work towards a common goal of building a winning nation economically? So everyone, whether you're a cashier, a petrol attendant, whether you are a CEO, whether you are a school teacher, you're like, I will do my best. Faf de Klerk does his best at 9. Damien Willemse does his best. Stephen Kitchoff does his best. And because we're all pulling our weight, even though Siya Kolisi is the celebrity, even though Lucanio Am has got the dancing feet, even though Jasper Visa is putting in the heavy hits, we all pull our weight and we win as a collective. And I think that's very important. Our hearts, as the rugby world, the whole rugby world, our hearts are currently with a team that still fucking pisses us off at times, Fiji. Fiji has been quite emotional. They almost beat Wales. Then they went and they beat Australia. Bit of an arm wrestle with Georgia, and we're hoping that they qualify for the quarterfinals, which will be very emotional for Fiji. Very small, very impoverished island, very passionate, very religious Christians there. And if they can maybe play in England and have a rematch and beat England, it will, the whole rugby world will go berserk.
Imagine Fiji getting to the semis, eh?
It will go berserk.
Yes.
I want to take a moment to send my sympathies and condolences. One of the best rugby players in the world. He's built like I don't know what he's built like. He's built like an ox, like a machine. Joshua Tuisova. If you know him, he's the number 12 for Fiji now, but he lost a 7-year-old boy. He found out hours before their last match. He won't be going to bury his son. He spoke to his father, but all of our hearts are with him. The idea of losing a child when you're meant to be fully focused on this amazing campaign for Fiji. So to Joshua, to Isova, to the whole Fijian team, to his family, man.
The rugby world, man. It's an emotional one.
And look, some sympathies. There was a Namibian player that was very badly injured. Namibia is currently coached by ex-Springbok coach Alistair Coetzee. I hope he recovers. We're hoping Malcolm Marx has a great recovery. Antoine Dupont, it seems he's been cleared, but we hope he recovers fully. Magazole Mampimpi, our favorite from the past World Cup, we hope that he recovers. And everyone else who's gotten injured in the Rugby World Cup and people that have maybe lost loved ones. This becomes a moment for us to consider you as well in your time of loss. Joshua Tuisova says he will stay at the World Cup and he's going to carry on fighting for the campaign of Fiji. Australia embarrassed going home.
It's a coping mechanism, no?
I will tell you, for people that don't know, that there are people that when things are bad, they go to what they know. So for some people it's alcohol, it's weed. For some it's sex. For other people it's work. Because it's distracting.
Yeah,
you find out Beyonce has just lost a cousin and she goes and she does a show and you're like, how? It's like, this is what she knows. It distracts her because it allows your mind to fully focus on something else.
We lost Mampincho, Big Nas.
Yeah.
And then next thing, Babes went and did a show. Apparently she was amazing at that show. You know, so you go back, as you were saying, go to what you actually know.
Correct. It distracts you. You get to zone into something. So I can imagine for Joshua Tuisova, he's thinking, this is my son. I know my son loved me. And I know that rugby was the thing that made our family anything. And my son probably wants me to keep going. He'd be like, Dad, I'd love for you to come and bury me, but I know you love me and I want you to keep doing what we know you're best at as a family and do that for me. So yeah. I don't know if I'm missing any other teams. Wales is officially in the quarterfinals. New Zealand is officially in. France is officially in. Springboks are waiting for Ireland and Scotland. If Scotland beats Ireland, that would be huge.
Yeah, I know, that'll be match fixing. Keep going.
And they'd need to beat them by a serious score.
That'll be match fixing.
I'm not sure if England is in yet. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But it's been an interesting World Cup. We've enjoyed it. It's been quite entertaining. It's just sad that there aren't as many good teams in World Rugby. And that's something that needs to have a discussion.
It's the same Papayana 6 teams all the time, man.
Yeah.
It's the same Papayana 6 teams.
Sadly.
And what the chairperson wants to do, wants to add 4 more teams in the next World Cup.
And they probably want to be weak teams.
Who are they going to add?
Sad.
Who are you going to add?
Penson came up with a really cool idea on how to make the Rugby World Cup
cool
more
idea.
competitive.
But we're not going to share it, so you guys don't steal it. You guys need to pay us. How? But it's not connoisseur for nothing here.
You can say, if anyone steals the idea, please pay us. And then you can tell it to them. So that it's copywritten here. And then when people say, they'll be like, no, but that's Penson's idea.
And then
you sue them.
You
and
know?
everyone will be like, everyone knows Penson on pen and pen
came up with that idea.
What's the idea?
So the idea was basically so the idea is around you qualify for the World Cup. So we know that we have tier 1 nations. That's like your first 6 to 8 teams. Those are your tier 1 nations. And the rest have to qualify. So again, in Africa, you need 2 teams. So South Africa will always make it through. And then the rest will have to qualify. So that'll be Namibia, Zimbabwe, Kenya. What other team normally plays?
I don't know any other teams.
Yeah. And then the same with Eurasia as well. You know, China was also competing to make it with Dubai, So the tier 1s, they've qualified. The rest, as they fight to qualify, then Namibia goes. Namibia should then get an opportunity to pick the best players from other tier 2 nations that have not qualified. Meaning right now in this World Cup, we don't have Canada. In this World Cup, we don't have USA. And those are 2 really big rugby unions for the tier 2 nations. And if we had the best players, let's just say Georgia, for example, had the top 2 players from USA and had the top 2 players from Canada, it would really
be more competitive.
We're not saying Muti now all of a sudden Namibia is going to beat the Springboks, but if Namibia had an option of selecting, let's say, out of the teams that are in the tier 2 that they were competing with, 3 guys from Zim, 2 guys from Kenya, another 2 guys from another country that didn't qualify. All of a sudden they've got a lot of depth in their squad. So I think that should be a suggestion or solution or something towards the rugby world. Look, there's so many stars that are sitting at home because they just happen to be in a country where their country couldn't qualify to make it. I'm just thinking of, you remember when USA with the one Ungwenya?
Ungwenya was the wing that went around Brian Abana.
In Azam around. Like, imagine having those type of speedsters like really pumped into certain
maybe
squads.
fetch some guys from sevens if it allows.
Fetch some guys from sevens.
Just come and play on the wing.
Yeah.
Because speed in rugby is a huge one, and if you've got someone that can go around other players, becomes a plus. You know. So my suggestion when Penson raised this was, for me, it shouldn't even be about tier 2 nations. If all the weaker nations can pick 5 amazing players, even if they're from New Zealand, South Africa, England, Ireland, I think it would really, really make the World Cup more competitive. Alternatively, because like I said, South Africa, New Zealand can send other teams. It just wouldn't represent a country, unfortunately. But to have barbarians or some type of invitational sides that maybe go to the World Cup to make it more competitive.
My thing is that if you allow them to pick from anything, then if I'm a Uruguay, I'm going to pick the best guys that were not picked in Australia.
Correct. Quade Cooper and Michael Hooper, who should have been at the World Cup.
So I would have picked those guys, but we've seen those guys. I mean, I'm trying to find a way for rugby to grow.
No, I hear you.
So if I'm Uruguay, they say, look, you can pick anyone. Let's just, for argument's sake, from a geographical point, anyone in South America.
Sure.
You know, so you're Uruguay, pick guys from Brazil,
guys from 5 guys from anywhere in South America.
In South America, so we can see what there's a prop from Colombia. You know, and then that guy might be seen and get chosen for a big club somewhere, or there's an amazing scrummer from Brazil, or there's amazing fly half because the soccer Brazil 1-1, or there's a wing from Jamaica. You know, all those type of things, we get to see them, and those guys then get chosen to play for different clubs. Then that's how they can slowly import different players from different markets.
As it stands currently, outside of maybe South Africa, maybe a few others, most of the other top teams have got a lot of imported guys from Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, etc. So it's already happened to some degree, but we're saying for some of these nations, because they maybe don't have a euro backing them like France, where they get to have these players, like we saw with the French football team, allow them, because they don't have the budgets and the leagues, to just be like, we want those 5 players from Brazil, from Ecuador, from wherever. And if you're in Europe, we want some guys from Germany, we want some guys from Spain that are good to come and bolster our team. I do think it would be great for World Rugby. I'm saying they should even be allowed to come and pick some of the other big
even
guys.
with the Six Nations, I really believe there should be Six Nations Premium.
Yeah.
You know, and then another Six Nations, which is like a second league where your Georgias get to play, your what these other nations, Portugal, and then what must happen is that there'll be a relegation promotion.
Yeah.
You know, because then you can't have Italy year in year out coming last. For the past 20 years, they come last.
It's
and
kind
then,
of swag.
you know, let them play against each Georgia, because then the Georgia goes, yes, says, if I actually make it to the real Six Nations, look at the budget. So even if you look at the Rugby Championship, we have a Rugby Championship where you've got Argentina, you've got the Springboks, you've got Australia, you've got All Blacks. Né? You have another Rugby Championship, so you put Fiji, you put Japan, and maybe another one, you know, Samoa, as an argument's sake.
Yeah.
And then whoever comes first here, promotion relegation with whoever here. You know, because if you look at it right now, I would rather have, if today there was Rugby Championship, I'd rather have Fiji in it versus Australia.
Yeah.
You know, and let Australia rework the system, you know, with the young gun until Bakule foot. But there needs to be this, because the World Rugby is the same 6 teams.
Yeah.
And I feel it's killing the game as well.
European rugby has benefited from South African teams playing in their leagues. I think New Zealand and Australia have suffered from them losing that Super Rugby model that they had. Argentina has benefited a lot from joining the Super Rugby. You'd like to have more of those and send some of these top players to go and play for some of the top teams. I mean, Fiji has benefited from seeing a lot of their players go and play in European leagues and in Japan as well. Which team is going to win the World Cup? Let's close it off.
Blacks.
No hesitation. Do you think they're the best team at the World Cup?
I think they're a team that's just driving Gulpia 3. We haven't seen Adi step up. We haven't seen Bowden play at anything. We haven't seen Rico. So the guys are just being idling on gear 3. So I think right now, can they get to gear 4 and gear 5? You know, maybe that gear 6, maybe. I don't know. But if there's some fire that comes up, and Amachita are ready. We haven't seen them. Look at, they've been so cold. So if they play at 100%, the All Blacks play at 100%, and they play against Ireland at 100%, I back the All Blacks every day.
Okay.
You know, I
Pen.
think the best of the All Blacks can beat the best of any team.
Shit, we forgot the gay handshake.
Did we not start with it?
Enjoy the Rugby World Cup. Catch up with you guys again soon. Pen.
Sure,
We
guys.
out.